Okay, hey everybody, welcome to Dino Brickhaven. I am Dino as always. What is going on? I've been doing some building, so I don't know if I think I may be able to complete it in a couple hours here. I've got two more bags left, so let's see what we can do. As always, this is the antique store, and I will show you guys what I've done. First of all, hello Connie. Hopefully you're feeling better. I'm sure everybody will start coming on in pretty soon. FunWhole Antique Store, set F9033, 2,847 pieces. This thing is awesome. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love putting this together. As you can see here from the video above there on the top, how nicely it's coming together. And all the wires are hidden. It looks fantastic. We will be listening to some Rocky Jordan tonight. So underrated. Rocky Jordan. I'm not sure why it's not talked about amongst a lot of the other old-time detectives, but we are going to be playing some Rocky Jordan. And that'll be fun. So, hello, Harry, Scott, what is going on? There will be a stream over on the other channel tonight, so there will be that. It might not be every night, like I said, and I will be doing an update probably tomorrow night on that channel. But here we are putting this together. Hey, D, someone, what is going on? JLR, what's going on? Emmett Brakowski. What is going on, Emmett? Good to see you here again. Wait till I show the details of this thing. You can already see. Wait till I show you close up. This thing is freaking awesome. Kathy, hello. Good to see you, Kathy. Tony, Sweet Indigo. What are you doing, Sweet Indigo? How you doing? Not what are you doing? How you doing? Okay, so as I said, and I'm going to have to bring this up here. This thing, I can't wait. Wait, what's Tony say? I'm at the drive-in. Watch later tonight. Sounds good to drive-in. Well, look at that. Hey, Chris W. What's going on, Chris W? Good to see you. Wait till I show you here. I've been working on it. Listen, I can't. I'd be doing 6, 7, 8 streams if I continuously, allocate the time just to putting this together during the stream. So I've been doing a lot of putting together later at night and stuff like that. Okay, this is the top floor I'm working on right now. Let me show you guys this first. We will get to Rocky Jordan, but let me show you this first. As you can see this one a little bit, but I'll show it close up again. That thing turned out really good. Let me turn this around. First of all, just looking down into the stairwell again is unbelievable. And all of the antiques have placards in front of it and stands. Like these are all, this whole floor is clocks. There's a clock there, and they've all got names. They're different types of clocks. Like this is the, oh, what kind of clock is that? I can't even see it with my glasses. There's the grandfather clock and all that other stuff. But this stairwell is pretty cool. This is going to go right on top of here, and look at that. Look how that's going to look, man. That's going to be freaking awesome. Also, there is a really cool clock painting mural hanging from there. The two front windows has two other clocks there that you can see with the names of those. Let's see. Pocket clock? No, that's not a pocket. Okay, I'm not even going to try to read them. I don't know why I can't see that. I can't see so well. And the fireplace, which is going to light up once I connect all these together. There's a clock on the wall. So this is all a clock floor. I did finish this up, as I said. This floor ended up really cool. I mean, the bookcase is coming through the floor. I love all the details on the way they did that. Man, it is kind of dark hearing it. The piano down there. I will do a closer in-depth review of this. I really will. And there's what I've done so far. All of the pieces. There's even a antique clock on the outside of this building right there, which I think is just So cool. It almost is like an hourglass, like the sand would be coming down on that type of glass. I don't know. I don't remember antique wise, and I am learned there. Uh, anything like that big that would be on a storefront. But anyways, that's it. And I'm building the final level right now, as you see right there. I mean, look at that. Looks cool. This thing's going to pop up right through the center. So this is the last floor, and then the roof. The roof. The roof is on. No. So that's it. That's what I've been doing, and I'm in love with this antique store. This thing is pretty cool. I've got pieces all around me as I will be putting this together, and like I said, 2 more bags. If I don't finish bags 11 and 12, the last 2 set of bags in 2 hours, I don't know what to say, but I will come back and do with the other camera where I can move it around as I'm holding it and get real close up to everything and show you guys how it looks lit. I do want to do that too. So, yeah, so there you go. Hey, Bubba, what's going on? Good to see ya, Bubba. I'm with you on Love of Old Clocks. Yeah, old clocks, man. Very, very. The interior is credible. Emmett, man, and everybody. FunWhole, man, I don't know what more to say. They are so detailed with the interiors, and even Fantasy with the 2 modular buildings, the bakery and the Sherlock Holmes set. So darn detailed. I mean, it's not. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clocks just here, and with the fireplace, the mural, the stands, the placards. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Honestly, Lego's getting better with their sets and putting more interior stuff going on. Assembly Square is one of them. That there's a dentist office in there now. Really, really cool looking too. I may do a Lego set next, just so we mix it up. But I do also got something coming in the mail soon. So anyways, there you go. I put you guys all up to date on this. On the other channel, the Late Horror Show, I will be talking, I think, tomorrow, for anybody who just popped in, on, I'm not going to stream it. It may be every other day that I stream. I may do, an overnight there, then come over here and do this the next day, then that, the next day, this, the next day. So I may be back and forth. I don't know, but I have other ideas and things that I want to work on, which I'll go into depth over there when I can. But at the moment, Rocky Jordan is what we're going to listen to as I start to get building on this set so I can finish it. Hey, Lizzie. Good to see you, Lizzie. Much appreciate everything. Thank you, Chris W. Yes, if you're here and you haven't subscribed, please do. Looking pretty good, Dino. Thank you, Harry. Andrea, fantastic. I'm doing good. Okay. Watching Mysteries at the Museum. Oh, nice. Thank you, Connie. And hopefully Connie's doing better. It's that time of season. Everybody gets sick and, issues pop up and bronchitis and breathing and all this stuff. Yeah, it's terrible. Anyways, let me bring up the chat over here. It goes, you have 500 subscribers now. Yay! And we got over 600 now. So thank you, each and every one of you. Okay, so here I am. Rocky Jordan. I'm playing this while I build because I tell you, I love Rocky Jordan, man. Like I said when I first started streaming, I think Rocky Jordan's kind of underrated as a detective show. Rocky Jordan is a really, really good show, man. Hey, Brian Kirkham. Good to see you. Let's see. She Clicks Bricks is here. Hey, you. I love that channel. Got me into FunWhole. This antique store is awesome. She Clicks Bricks does a lot of FunWhole, a lot of Fantasy, all kinds of stuff. You name it, she builds it. All the time, all the time. But it's definitely good to see you here, She Clicks Bricks, as I watch you and your videos all the time too. So what I do a little bit different is once I start building this thing, I'm not chatting as much. I chime in when I can, but I'm going to listen to some old time radio. And Rocky Jordan is what we're going to get started off with. I just got done showing all the interior and a little up close on all of this stuff, but man, you put this together already, She Clicks Bricks, and the details. Am I wrong? They just are so good. Anyways, let's go ahead and start building this thing. Rocky Jordan, I think I'm going to start with, let's see. Oh no, did you just blame me? LOL. It's not a bad thing. Listen, my Lego City is, I don't know if you've seen the Lego City video on how big it's getting, the latest one. I just did a September update where I added even more, double in size. So I'm Lego crazy with the city, and FunWhole has just become a joy to do. And you can admit the wires, they've gotten so much better with everything. Pieces, wires being hidden. I mean, you almost can't even tell. I'm an electrician for houses now, these little buildings. So it's kind of pretty cool. But yes, I'm blaming you, She Clicks Bricks. Anyways, no, I'm not blaming you. So yes, we're going to watch Rocky Jordan. Not watch, we're going to listen to Rocky Jordan. I am going to do Man in the Morgue first from 1948. November 21st, 1948. Man in the Morgue. Listen to this one. This is a good show as I start to build. It's 7:12 already. I've got literally 2 hours to get this done. Can I do it? Can I do it? Anyways, they are really stepping up their game. They are. The pieces, I'm sure you've noticed too, are just, man, they're on par with Lego, if not at times. But anyways, okay, here we go. Man in the Morgue. Enjoy, you guys. And if you do like these builds, check out She Clicks Bricks. She's a fun. Her and her husband are awesome. They're fun, especially the live streams. I like when you guys do that. An evening of old time radio. What's going on, Greg? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Man in the Morgue. Let's play it so I can build. You can do it. Okay, here we go.
Time now for Rocky Jordan.
It's not that I ever objected to publicity about me or my cafe tambourine appearing in the Cairo newspapers, but this particular item I didn't like. It said, Captain Sam Sabaya of the Cairo police announced today that the body found floating in the Nile last night has definitely been identified as that of the local cafe owner, Rocky Jordan. Well, the news came as something of a shock.
Again, we bring you a story of adventure with a man named Rocky Jordan, proprietor of the Cafe Tambourine, which stands in a narrow street off Cairo's native quarter, within sight of the mosque Sultan Hassan.
Oh, kind of reminds me of Casablanca, right? I mean, it's kind of got that vibe there, you know. I really enjoy it.
The Cafe Tambourine, crowded with forgotten men from the world's waterfronts, alive with the babble of many languages. Now, Rocky Jordan, and tonight's story, The Man in the Morgue.
I was comfortably planted
Hey,
at a
Raj.
back table in my cafe tambourine, reading the afternoon paper, when I happened onto that item announcing the death of Rocky Jordan. My chair almost went over backwards. As soon as I could stagger to my feet, I got to a phone. I was certain that Captain Sam Sabaya knew as well as I did that the news of my death, and I quote, has been greatly exaggerated. Sam wasn't at headquarters, so
Hey,
I
overkill
headed
with
for the
an O.
morgue faster than a relative going after a will. And I didn't stop for flowers. And there, seated calmly beside an occupied marble slab, was Sabaya himself. His face registered mild surprise and no signs of grief.
Well, Jordan, you look very natural.
I'm not laughing, Sam.
I appreciate your respect for the dead. Incidentally, I had hardly hoped for the chance to question you.
Why not get a Ouija board and commune with me in the spirit world, huh? Come on, Sam, what's the gag?
There is no gag. Your body was found floating in the Nile River. The coroner reports death by persons unknown. You were murdered, Jordan.
Okay, so I've been murdered. There's only one slight catch in your theory, Sam. I never felt better.
One moment, Jordan. Take a look at these.
What about him?
An American passport, a birth certificate, both wet. Made out for Rocky Jordan.
Yeah?
Well, what have you to say about this?
Plenty. They're my papers, and they belong in the American consulate. And unless you get a search warrant,
Calm yourself, Jordan. I did not take your papers from the American consulate. They were on the man found in the Nile River last night. Now are you convinced that you are dead?
All right, so he stole my papers and was murdered. That still doesn't explain how you decided it was me.
You will see for yourself, Jordan.
Oh, let's stop this routine, Sam.
Now, perhaps you understand.
Begin to see what you mean.
Cool
About my
kids do
build,
hang out here,
height,
Chris.
Weight, same color hair.
And Jordan, observe that the face is no longer recognizable.
So that just wraps it all up, huh, Sam?
Now you see why this man is Rocky Jordan.
Okay, so I'm dead and murdered. And my papers have been stolen from the consulate. Well, thanks for finding my body, Sam.
Jordan, I agree that this is no joking matter.
Good.
Note the wire tied about the feet of the corpse. His body was never intended to be discovered.
It's pretty thin wire.
Indeed. And so it broke here. Thus, the body was probably tied to a weight. When the wire broke, the body floated to the surface.
Hey, Jay.
Sam, somebody plants phony papers on the guy, then buries the body in the Nile so it won't be found. What kind of sense is that?
That is what I want you to tell me about.
Oh, what I know.
Stealing passports from the American consulate is not an easy task. I therefore assume you took your own papers. This, of course, is legitimate. Tell me what you did after that.
Sam, the first thing I knew about this was in the afternoon newspaper.
Jordan, please get to the point.
There isn't any point. I had nothing to do with it.
Very well, Jordan. We will wait until you decide to cooperate. In the meantime...
In the meantime, how about letting me have my papers back? I'm kind of particular who turns up dead with them.
Very well, Jordan.
Thanks, Sam. See you later.
Jordan, on your way out, please do something for me.
Yes, Sam?
Stop by the florist and cancel the wreath I ordered for your funeral.
Later, Brian.
I came up out of the morgue and breathed some fresh Cairo air. The American consulate was within walking distance, and there was a matter of missing papers that needed explaining. When I reached the consulate, it was locked tighter than a saloon on election day. I rapped on the glass door, but no answer. Peering in, I caught a fleeting glimpse of a face from the inner office, like the face of a terror-stricken child. It disappeared, so I knocked again. Just as I was about to wear out my knuckles, the face reappeared, and what went with it wasn't bad. Dusty yellow hair braided into loops that wrapped around her head. Her mouth was small and trembled into a smile. She raised her eyes to mine. They were not the eyes of a child. Finally, she opened the door, just a crack.
I am sorry. The consulate is closed. Please come back tomorrow.
Tomorrow may be too late, lady. This will only take a minute.
But everyone has gone home for the evening.
You're still here.
I do not count. I am only the consul secretary.
Look, lady, there have been some peculiar operations going on with my papers, and I want to straighten it out.
Your name, please?
Jordan, Rocky Jordan.
I am sorry. The consulate is closed. Please return in the morning.
Oh, sure, but in the morning I may be dead again.
Dead? Again?
Look, Miss...
Twice dead.
Laurie Ralston. Please, what is this about being dead in the morning? Again?
Maybe if I can have a look at my files, I can explain it a little better.
Well, Mr. Disney would never permit it, but come in, please. I will get your folder. Are you planning to leave Cairo? Is this why you wish to see your papers?
Maybe.
You could go to America if you wished. Before the war, my father and I dreamed of America. But?
Well, war's over. Maybe you'll have better luck now.
No. I've been in Cairo 3 years, Mr. Jordan. There are many of us, and quota numbers are few. Only you Americans can afford to be impatient. Here are the files. Now, let me see. Jenkins, Johnson, Chopner, Judson.
Gone, huh?
Why, there we are.
What? You mean you found him?
Of course. A little out of place is all.
Yeah, everything's here.
You act as though you didn't expect me to find them.
Maybe I didn't. Better keep a padlock on those files. Next time somebody might drop a death certificate inside.
I beg your pardon.
See you later. I left the consulate twice as confused as when I went in. That made 2 sets of passport papers. One in the consulate and one found on the body of the man floating in the Nile. Both identical and in my name. I was halfway down the steps when I saw a tall Atlas-type guy in a pink robe that hung to his ankles turn and drift around the corner. I walked the other way, but about halfway down the block, I stopped to think.
Is anybody...
Laurie
Oh, boy.
Robbins had made...
Broken Bone Brick says, is anybody dressing up for Halloween this year? I guess that's not a bad question. I mean, because anybody going to Halloween parties? Listen, as soon as this is done, I do want to start on a Halloween project. I got a couple things that I want to do and I want to build. So it is going to be Halloween themed after this is done. That's why hopefully I get this. No matter what, I'm going to get this done tonight. Hopefully during the stream, but probably not because I go slower during the stream. But starting as soon as we're done with this, I am going to start on something spooky. I have a lunatic asylum that I'm going to probably start putting together. I think that's what I'm going to do because we got to keep it spooky. And then we'll be doing it while we're listening to some horror shows. So there you go.
Just a little too convenient for me to get into the consulate after hours. It wouldn't hurt to check on her. I waited, and she came out a few minutes later. I shadowed her down the Sharia Kamal and finally saw her stop in front of a faded 5-story sandstone building that passed itself off as the Hotel Lydia. It catered to the uprooted of the world at 25 piastres a day. It was filled with people waiting for a quota number or people just waiting. Laurie glanced back, and I dodged into the alley, and then he caught me. It was an arm that reached out first, followed by the tall Atlas-type guy in a pink nightshirt. His big hands reached for my throat.
You! Now I kill!
Max, slow down.
Dirty pig! You follow her! You follow my lovely Laurie, my sweetheart!
Get out, will you? What's the big... Okay, you asked for this.
What is this? You hit me? Have you no sense, pig? You can get hurt this way.
Then we'll start all over again.
You fool! You have struck the prince twice. This is an insult. So now I will make you suffer.
Come back here.
I will choose my own time to kill you. Later. Yes, later I will kill you.
The tall man...
I will
walked
kill
back
you
to the
when I'm
street,
ready.
Stopped under a streetlight, shook his pink robe arrogantly, and strode off into the night. I stood under the streetlight, pondering whether or not to follow him when I saw a pink card lying on the sidewalk where it had fallen from his robe. I picked it up. It said, Pharaoh's Jive Palace. Well, I had the night off anyway, and maybe I could find some answers there. I headed down the street. The place was under 2 rug shops and what passed for a native drugstore. I took the stairs down into the basement. A glaring pink sign over a pink door shouted, Pharaoh's Jive Palace. I went in. Maybe it was too early for the jive crowd because the place was almost empty. In one corner of the smoke-filled room sat a small oriental version of Frank Sinatra,
Stained
laboring
glass
over a
window right
tobacco-stained
there
keyboard.
when it lights up.
He was about 19, with black eyes, olive skin, and a white turban tilted rakishly on his head. Modern Egyptian, gone jive happy. I drifted over to him.
You like it, huh? Really solid, man.
Like a rock. Listen, you know an overgrown fellow who goes around in a pink nightgown?
Sure. That's Hakeem, the doorman here.
Well, then maybe you can answer a few questions for me.
Oh, sure thing, Jack. Everything from Beiderbecke to Boogie. Piano's only a sideline. I'm really a songwriter. Name is Elhad Bey, but everybody calls me Moonlight. Moonlight Bey, get it?
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
I've written lots of stuff. Till the Nile runs dry, baby. That's my tune. Also, the Camel Hump Jump. My latest, Sahara Sue. Real gone.
I guess I don't listen to much music.
Oh, well, you wouldn't have heard these anyway. Nobody to publish them. All these guys want to listen to is twang, 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 twang. Hey, what part of the States are you from, Jack?
Oh, St. Louis. A little of everywhere.
No kidding. Say, what's your handle anyway?
Rocky Jordan.
Rocky Look, Jack, Last night I'm sitting here when in comes this guy. Looks a little like you, same size. Starts talking to me. And what do you think his name was? Don't guess? I'll tell you. Rocky Jordan.
Hey, go on. What do you talk about?
He wants me to run an errand for him. Take some stuff over to the radio station. Says if I will, he'll give me some old Benny Goodman records. Tells me to meet him at midnight at his hotel.
Which hotel?
The Lydia, room 309. So like a chump, I do it. You think he shows up?
That's funny, D.
Does not. I sit there till 4 in the morning. Some jerk. I hope he drops dead.
Room 309, huh? That all? He tell you anything else?
No.
Well, thanks for the info, Moonlight. I'll be running along.
Oh, hey, stick around. The band's coming in. Don't you want to hit them?
Sure, but not now. If you meet any more Rocky Jordans, let me know, will you? Oh, drop by the Cafe Tambourine sometime. I'll donate a record. Helen Morgan, St. Louis Blues. At least one item was beginning to make sense. The Hotel Lydia. I hailed a taxi, and we fought the evening traffic out of the native quarter. In 15 minutes, I was back at the Hotel Lydia. Just as the cab pulled away, I saw the tall shadow. He looked like he was holding up the building across the street. He and his pink robe again moved out of sight. Then, as I turned back toward the door of the hotel, I saw her.
Thanks,
Mr.
Connie.
Jordan, I didn't expect to see you so soon again.
Hello, Miss Robbins. Who's your friend?
Of course. This is Mr. Disney.
I love the scratchy record in this for all you ASMR people. Every now and then I do like to hear that because in my mind I'm sitting there with the album, the vinyl, on the actual record player. It's a thing.
He also works at the council. Mr. Disney, Rocky Jordan.
Rocky Jordan.
Don't tell me you got an uncle named Rocky Jordan.
I don't think I've ever heard the name before.
Hey, Disney, you seem pretty upset. What's the matter?
Mr. Disney suffers from a nervous ailment. The war. It has a long name. I do not know it.
Oh, that's too bad.
Mr. Jordan, we were just going out to dinner. Will you join us?
Oh, sorry. I've got to see a man about a room.
Here? In the Hotel Lydia?
Why not?
Oh, for nothing. I'm sure you'll like living here, Mr. Jordan. Very much.
Gloria Robbins drifted on up the street with Disney walking nervously alongside her. Maybe the doctors had a long name for what was wrong with him. I had a short one. Right. I went into the lobby and over to the main desk. Behind it sat a clerk, his nose buried in a magnifying glass over a piece of dusty parchment. I took a chance he wouldn't know one American voice from another without a program. I asked him for the key to room 309. He tossed it on the counter without looking up, and I headed for the elevator. I pushed the button marked 3. It started with a bounce. Stop. Started again. And the sliding door opened on the 5th floor. I closed the door, pushed button 3 again, and hoped for better luck the next landing. Finally, it ground to a stop at the 3rd floor. Room 309 was halfway down the hall. I unlocked the door, stepped in. The ashtray beside the bed was filled with the butts of yellowish Egyptian cigarettes. On a table in the corner of the room sat an American phonograph recorder gadget. On a chair next to it was a small suitcase affair. I opened it and saw it was more recording equipment, only this was a portable outfit. I shuffled through a pile of records on the table. The third one down had no label. I'm a curious guy, so I put it on the turntable and flipped the switch.
Hello, America. This is Bill Booth reporting to you from Cairo. I've come here on the trail of one of the biggest international rackets of modern times. Although the story is yet incomplete, I have learned enough to make both Cairo and New York sit up and take notice.
I was reaching over to turn up the volume when it happened.
Some of the
My head made a sound like a sack of cement hit with a baseball bat.
When I again talk
Before I
to you,
closed my eyes,
give you the
somewhere
complete
through the
details.
haze, I saw a
I
tilted
can only
white
tell you
turban
this,
above a frightened
that it
face.
isn't necessary for
The
me
face
to take
belonged
some
to
outrageous chances.
Moonlight Bay.
Rocky Jordan returns in just a moment. This coming Thursday is Thanksgiving. Be certain that for you and yours it will be a day of real Thanksgiving and not one of sorrow due to careless driving. Take it easy. Drive carefully. Obey traffic signals and regulations. It may take a minute or so longer, but you'll be there to enjoy the turkey and the trimmings. Now, back to Rocky Jordan and tonight's story, The Man in the morgue.
I pulled myself to my feet and looked around the dingy hotel room. I sat down on the bed to think. It all started with a corpse with my passport, then a girl secretary and the consulate with a perfect set of duplicates. From then on, everybody began to react to Rocky Jordan like poison. A tall man in a pink robe, a jive-crazy songwriter named Moonlight Bay, a nervous consulate official named Tom Disney, and finally a reporter named Bill Booth.
Yeah, okay, so there you go. Broken Bone Bricks. The Nightmare Before Christmas set. That's one of my favorites of all time. I love the animated. I've got all the little toys and stuff that I'm trying to see if there's one in reach. I've even got the big globe. It's sitting right here. Here's the big globe. I know it's hard to see, but of Jack and the man, that's old. But anyways, for Halloween, which one should I build next? Should I build the Nightmare Before Christmas set, which is really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to building that, or the Lunatic Asylum? The Lunatic Asylum is huge, so that's going to take a long time to build. But the Nightmare Before Christmas should be able to get that out pretty darn quickly. So I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Which one should I do? Should I do a giant Lunatic Asylum that's going to take a while, or should I do the new Nightmare Before Christmas Lego set that just came out? And I should have it any day now. So let me know in the chat what you guys think. Yeah, the globe is great, and so are all the other little figures. Listen, there's toys everywhere. I need to do a room tour. I did a Lego City tour, but I could do a toy tour too. Anyways.
Voice I'd been listening to on a record. I wondered how Moonlight Bay and the man in the pink robe fitted into the picture. Then I got an idea and headed for the door.
Oh, why, Mr. Jordan.
Laurie Ralphins.
Well, Lunatic Asylum's getting a lot of votes.
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot my purse. My room is right next door. Oh, but you have been hurt.
Have I?
Mr. Jordan, could I talk to you privately?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening, lady.
Come into my room.
Well?
The man who had the room next door. I know who he was.
Oh, great. That makes two of us. His name was Bill Booth. He was a reporter. Unless I miss my guess, it was his body that the police fished out of the Nile.
But how do you know this thing?
I try to keep my ears open.
Yeah, see, I always interrupt the show. I'm so sorry. I know we want to just sit through and listen to Man in the Morgue, Rocky Jordan, but you guys are bringing up some good points. Like Emmett brought up too. Listen, the majority has always been Lego here at the beginning, but as other companies start to pop up, and they're a fraction of the cost of Lego, and they're just as good brick-wise and quality, if not better, with the lights included and stuff like that. I'm not going to be one of those people who say, it must be just Lego. It just must be. I'm not one of those people. Not at all. Do I love Lego's stuff? Yes, I love Lego stuff. But do I love what other companies to be able to bring out brands and compete? Heck yeah. Maybe Lego's prices might come down, but I doubt it. I doubt it. So we can talk about Fantasy, FunWhole. There's other, I think CADA, CADA can be thrown in there. There's a couple other ones, but Fantasy and FunWhole right now are the big ones that are really trying hard, and they're improving. I just hope Fantasy brings out more modulars. It looks like FunWhole's going that direction at the moment, and that's where I think FunWhole might have one up at the moment. Fantasy is more, it's a different type of, how can I say it? They've got specific items like Popeye, it's not all like sets, like medieval sets and stuff like that. It's totally different, the two companies. But FunWhole, I think, is a little bit one up here on that. But anyways, yes, you can talk about anything here. I mean, I'm not a Lego. What would you call them? I don't know. Listen, I know there's people out here. There's people out there that go, you can't break the rules on how you build a certain Lego set. Listen, if you can build it, you build it, right? It doesn't matter how you build the techniques and stuff. Some people are way out there when it comes to that stuff. But anyways, okay, I promise. Let's get through this episode, Man in the Morgue, and then I'll keep talking. Or I'll shut up and just let you listen.
Most of the time.
I know why Bill Booth was killed.
Because he was too good a reporter, is that right?
Yes. You see, Mr. Booth came here to expose a powerful ring who have been smuggling aliens into the United States at a very high price. The scheme was almost perfect, for the immigration officials had never discovered.
Simple trick with duplicate papers, maybe.
Yes. Excellent copies were obtained from the original papers belonging to Americans.
Good point, AJ.
Who had no
Probably
reason
the
to leave their
lunatic
own
asylum then.
So the aliens traveled as citizens. Tell me, where do you fit into this?
When the American consulate learned of Mr. Booth's discovery, they asked me to assist him in every way. I introduced him to various people as an American who wished to return to his country, but could not, legally.
Working him from the inside.
Together we learned everything, except who was the brains behind the scheme.
You don't know who killed Booth?
I think I do know. It was Prince Hawking.
Come again?
The Prince in pink. That's what he calls himself. Of course, he is not a real prince, only the doorman at Pharaoh's Jive Palace.
You seem to know a lot, sister.
Mr. Jordan, Tom Disney is my husband. He is a sick man. He tried to work with Mr. Booth and I, but he could not. We had established the headquarters of this gang as the Jive Palace. Tom was to go there, but...
It was too much for him, huh?
He was such a strong man when I first knew him. But now, my husband is a coward.
You mean he gave up the chase?
If this gang killed Bill Booth, they will kill us next. As you said, we know too much. Mr. Jordan, can you help us?
What's
Thanks,
wrong with the
Raj.
police? They have telephones, you know.
No. The consulate has told us to have positive proof before we go to the police. We must be most cautious.
Look, Laurie, suppose you and your husband lay low for a while. Somebody planted me in the middle of this.
Rocky, you are going to help us.
Laurie, tell your husband he won't have to worry much longer. See you later. Now, for the first time in a long series of blind alleys, things were beginning to make sense. I headed back for Pharaoh's Jive Palace on the double. I figured some of the final answers were there. But standing outside the door when I arrived was one more obstacle, which made me slightly over par for the course.
Jordan, what do you come here for? Go away.
Yeah, the Prince in Pink. Look, Hakeem, I don't want to play.
Jordan, how often must I warn you? Well, I suppose I have to kill you now.
Oh, why don't you come off it, Hakeem? I got some questions I think you can answer. Second grade stuff.
Nice, Emmett.
Now you
Nice.
insult my intelligence. This is
Break
too
the
much.
rules.
I know like
Get
you.
your paws off my collar, Hakeem.
Ha! Maybe you hit me again?
It might take me all night to carve you down to my size, but I'm in a hurry. Listen, about Laurie Ralphin.
I warn you to stay away from my love. I am upset now. You go. Go!
The Prince in Pink towered before the pink door under the pink sign. My fist was already sore from hitting him the first 2 times, so I took another tack. I walked around the building and up the back alley. There was a small window that sent a shaft of light out.
Did you hear, Rocky Jordan? My fist was already sore from hitting him twice. The other... Oh, my God. That's a classic line. Let me see if I can listen to him again. That... I love that line. I hope I went back far enough.
I walked around the building and up the back alley. There was a small window that sent a shaft of light out into the darkness. It was open. I didn't wait around for an invitation. I let myself down through it and landed on a plush couch. Answers were there. But standing
Sorry,
outside the
I had
door
to back
when
it
I
up.
arrived was one more obstacle, which made me slightly over par for the course.
Jordan, what do you come here for? Go away.
Yeah, the Prince in Pink. Look, Hakeem, I don't want to play.
Jordan, how often must I warn you? Well, I suppose I have to kill you now.
Oh, why don't you come off it, Hakeem? I got some questions I think you can answer. Second grade stuff.
Jordan, now you insult my intelligence. This is too much. I no like
Get
you.
your paws off my collar, Hakim.
Ha! Maybe you hit me again?
It might take me all night to carve you down to my size, but I'm in a hurry. Listen, about Lori Ralphin.
I warn you to stay away from my love. I am upset now. You go. Go!
The Prince in Pink towered before the pink door under the pink sign. My fist was already sore from hitting him the first 2 times, so I took another tack.
There you go.
I walked around the building
Sorry.
and up the back alley. There was a small window that sent a shaft of light out into the darkness. It was open. I didn't wait around for an invitation. I let myself down through it and landed on a plush couch. The room wasn't as well lit as I thought, but over in the corner I saw one of the things I was looking for. His white turban was pushed back off his face, and his eyes lolled toward the ceiling. He was listening to a piano that sent notes all over the room. The man in the turban was my ex-friend, Moonlight Bay. Hello, friend.
Beat it, Jack. Oh, Rocky. Rocky Jordan.
Moonlight, you and I have some things to chat about.
Take it easy. Rocky boy. Wait till my man finishes his lick. Well, this is short wave right from the States. He sends me.
No more licks. Especially like that one you gave me across the head.
I didn't mean to do it. Honest, Rock. It's like this. When I read this other Rocky Jordan was dead, I remember. He's promised me those Goodman records. I just couldn't see them get shipped back to the States, so I...
So you broke into his hotel room.
Sure. Then you came in. I hid in the closet. I got scared. I was afraid you'd find me.
So you slip up behind me and let me have it.
Listen, Rock, don't turn me into the cops. Give me a break, huh?
That depends on you, kid.
Anything you say, Mr. Jordan.
First, tell me about that character outside. The one who calls himself a Prince in Pink.
Oh, him. Another big dope. He's okay. But at least he was. Till he met that dame.
What dame?
I don't know her name. She used to come in here all the time. Looks like a kid. Blonde hair, done up in braids. Gee, she's got the Prince jumping through hoops. Look, Rock, you mind if I turn the radio back on? I gotta get back with the band in a minute. I want to hear this boy.
So ends an interlude of piano
my
music
man
which
is
replaced the
through
usual
playing.
broadcast
Shut
of
up.
Bill Booth and his up-to-the-minute news analysis. We repeat, our studio in Cairo informs us that the wire recording of tonight's broadcast has not been received. Mr. Booth is engaged in extensive research in the Middle East. Until tomorrow night, this is the
Moonlight started diving for boogie music, and I went out the way I came in. It took me 10 minutes to reach the Cairo morgue and another 5 minutes to talk the sergeant into letting me into the place. I got to the corpse of Bill Booth, but the autopsy boys had beaten me to it. What I was looking for was no longer there. Then I got another bright idea. It was a long shot, but the kind you bet on in spite of the odds. Booth's clothing was neatly piled on a little table by the sink. Sure enough, there it was, under a corner of the water-soaked coat, neatly wound and marked Exhibit D. The long shot paid off on the nose. It was a coil of thin wire, a wire that had been wrapped around Bill Booth's ankle. It looked strong enough to tie a man with and bury his body in the Nile, but it wasn't. It was shiny and brittle, the kind of stuff you'd use only if you were in a hurry. Maybe it wasn't very strong for some purposes, but it might be strong enough to hang a man.
Rocky Jordan brings you the ending of tonight's story in just a matter of seconds. If you enjoy adventure, mystery, and excitement, then reserve Sunday nights for CBS. For not only will you hear Rocky Jordan at this same time, but you will enjoy Dashiell Hammett's famous detective Sam Spade and the Whistler. But it's time now for Rocky Jordan with the ending of tonight's story.
I felt sure now that the strand of wire found wrapped around the ankles of Bill Booth held the identity of his murderer. I grabbed a taxi and headed for the Hotel Lydia. When we pulled up in front of the battered building, I didn't wait for my change. The key to room 309 was still in my pocket. I decided against another excursion on the temperamental elevator and took the stairs 3 at a time. I opened the door and stepped inside. A little suitcase still sat on the chair. It contained the portable wire recorder on which Bill Booth had transcribed his broadcasts from the United States. I opened the recorder, took the strand of wire from my pocket, wrapped it on the spool, and put the spool in place. I plugged in the machine to a wall socket and turned it on.
Lawful Espruce, Segiveth, Sierra, No Strip, Esapusa.
Might have known I'd get it on backwards first. I reversed the strand of wire and again turned on the machine.
And So tonight, I believe I can finally reveal the full details of this scheme. For tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I have a date with the ringleader of the group. The amazing part of it is that they themselves have led me to this person. And here is the biggest surprise of all.
Turn it off, Jordan.
For at this time,
I say turn it
I
off.
am able to give...
The door was open. Coming toward me was a little
Every
girl
Sunday,
with waving
Raj,
blonde hair,
every Sunday,
a gun in her hand.
for over a
Just
year.
behind Laurie Ralphin stood her husband, Tom Disney.
I realize this is very dramatic of me, Jordan, but give me the wire.
Sure. Doesn't matter. There was nothing on it I didn't already know.
Booth had to be eliminated.
Laura, you're telling too much. Maybe he doesn't know.
Too late for that, Disney. My story's as pat as a full house.
We're holding 4 aces, Jordan.
The deuces aren't wild, lady. Booth had all the answers to the slickest little immigration racket in the Middle East. So you killed him.
One mistake, Jordan. I did not kill Bill Booth. My stupid husband did it.
But you made me.
Your own stupid jealousy made you, and you bungled the job at that.
But how was I to know he was the one with Jordan's papers?
It was your job to know, and only a blundering idiot would have used the wire.
Look, the family quarrel is...
Blundering idiot.
One point I missed. How does Hakeem fit into this?
Another one of her boyfriends. She wrapped them about her fingers like twine.
Sometimes strong men come in handy. Let's get down to business. We will make sure, Jordan, that your body will not be found.
So I'm following in Booth's footsteps?
Immediately. The Nile will swallow any traces of Rocky Jordan.
I never argue with a lady with a gun. She directed me down the hall to the ancient elevator. Her husband, Tom Disney, fluttered nervously behind us. The door slid open and we stepped inside. She nodded to me and I punched the button marked basement. It almost jerked out from under our feet, but the gun in Laurie Ralphin's hands didn't waver. Then things began to happen like I hoped they would. The elevator bounced twice, settled, bounced once more, and came to a stop. The door slid open. The temperamental elevator had done it again. We had landed in the lobby. And there, framing the doorway, stood Hakeem, the prince in pink. But what made the picture complete, standing slightly behind him, flanked by 2 of his men, was Captain Sam Sabaya, Cairo Police.
George!
So one thing you can say for Sam Sabaya, he knows a grand entrance when he sees one. It seems Sam's leading suspect had been Hakeem, so he followed Hakeem when Hakeem followed me, which led them both to the Lydia Hotel and Laurie Ralphin's. Well, Sam is happy. He got 3 new customers for the Cairo jail. Moonlight Bay is happy. He came by my cafe the next day and collected his record of St. Louis blues. For an hour, he converted the Cafe Tambourine into a bedlam of jive. Now I'm happy, because he's gone. Real gone.
Hey, Never Too Old, what's up? Air conditioning.
Rocky Jordan is presented from Columbia Square in Hollywood and stars Jack Moyles in the title role. Tonight's story, by Robert Libet, was produced and directed by Cliff Howell, with original music by Milton Charles. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Okay, so that was Man in the Morgue, Rocky Jordan. I thought that was a pretty good episode. Yeah, a lot of... FunWhole did something with this set where it's very intricate on the way they build the walls. They're little pieces separate from everything else. Usually you start stacking big walls, like 1x8s, 1x6, 1x4s, 1x6, but they've been doing some weird stuff with the way they build, but it turns out great, and it's very, very well done. Yeah, that something doesn't look right there. I'm gonna have to look at that again. That doesn't look right. There's a little room there. Is that not on right properly? I'll fix it. I'll check it out after I start the next stream. But Yeah, every Sunday there, Raj, for sure. Thanks, Chris. Yes, it's looking good. And listen, I knew I wouldn't get this finished tonight, but I mean, I still got an hour and 10 minutes or so. Let's see how fast I whip through the last two bags. But I'm almost done with this bag, and then I've got 11 and 12. So there you go. And sucking at Lego, LOL. I've been here before, lots of that. Yeah, never too old for Lego. Been here. Just stopped in your stream a little bit ago before I started this one. Said hello, but anyways, gonna continue. I gotta see if there's a mistake here. I don't know how there would be a mistake. Oh, you know what? There we go. It just actually popped off right here. Okay. Yep, all fixed. So I figured it out before I even started. So I'm going on to the next step while I play another Rocky Jordan. This one's going to be Up in Flames from December 19th, 1948. Rocky Jordan, Up in Flames. Enjoy.
Time now for Rocky Jordan.
You can't always be right, but with the practice I've had, it doesn't take...
Wait, hold on a second. That don't sound right. That doesn't sound too good. Never too old for Lego. How are you? Are you looking at the booklets to build your sets? Because what I do is I go to Lego's website or FunWhole, whatever. Fantasy makes it a little bit more difficult. You got to show where you bought their set and then email them a message. Can you please send a PDF of the instructions? A pain in the butt. They should just have it on their site so that people can click it and build it. I pull the PDF off of FunWhole and Lego. Lego's got the instructions underneath the help section. And I put it up on my monitor. I never look at the booklets. So my booklets are pristine. They're never... Anyways, I pop the PDF up on the screen, and you can make it as large as you want by zooming in. So, I mean, this is... I mean, I've got a gigantic screen here and booklet, so there's no problems with the instructions. So if you haven't done that or you didn't know that, you can do that. Go to Lego's website or FunWhole or whatever you're building. Usually they have a PDF form that you can just pop right on the big screen of your monitor, or tablet. Makes it easier. Yeah, I couldn't see the screen. The sun in my eyes. I missed a lot. LOL. Okay, I gotcha. The sun was in my eyes. Okay. Anyways, I'm not playing Up in Flames. That I guess that one wasn't one that was cleaned up. I'm going to play Strangers 3. I'm pretty sure this one is nice and clean. From December 5th, 1948, Strangers 3. Here we go. Yeah, this is good.
For Rocky Jordan.
Nice and clear. Here we go.
I'm always suspicious of a man, even in Cairo, who wants to play hide and seek. Especially when he's a total stranger. Well, this fellow in a felt hat and tweeds had been shadowing me for too long. So finally, around 10 o'clock, I left the Cafe Tambourine, figuring that before the night was over, my shadow and I would be properly introduced. Well, before it was over, I met a lot of people. Living and dead.
Again, we bring you a story of adventure with Rocky Jordan, proprietor of the Cafe Tambourine, which stands in a narrow street off Cairo's native quarter within sight of the Mosque Sultan Hassan. The Cafe Tambourine, crowded with forgotten men from the world's waterfronts, alive with the babble of many languages. Now, Rocky Jordan, and tonight's story, Strangers 3.
I made a dry run down the boulevard by Kiel, and sure enough, the stranger in felt hat and tweeds was still following me. I headed south, away from the crowds. He was right behind me like the back hump on a camel. I picked a nice dark alley for our meeting and faded into a doorway. I didn't have to wait long. As he came by, I grabbed for him.
Mr. Jordan, stop it.
Who are you? What do you want?
Take your hands off me, Mr. Jordan.
You've been tailing me all day. Why?
Only for an opportunity to talk with you. This is a very personal matter.
All right, from the top of the page, mister. And start with your name.
Feder Brahms.
I'm delighted. Now, just what do you want?
After I explain, you will understand why I did not wish to show myself. You see...
Chris, 500 pieces is nothing. You'd be fine.
Angus Morgan.
You and he were once partners in Istanbul, I believe.
Well, what about it?
Mr. Jordan, I've been trailing him for over a month.
Well, then stick to him. Why trail me?
A short time ago, I lost him. But I have reason to believe he is now in Cairo. At first, I hoped that you would unwittingly lead me to his hiding place. Perhaps even your Cafe Tambourine.
Want to stay with that story or try another one?
Mr. Jordan, would $500 be a decent sum for Angus Morgan's address?
You can have it for free. Angus Morgan's been dead for 3 months. Now, you take it from there.
Hall of Fantasy is awesome, Raj.
$1,000 then.
Look,
there's way more than
Angus Morgan is dead.
Not dead, my friend, but very much alive.
All right, let's say I buy your story for the moment. Why is Angus's address worth all that dough?
You are very cute, Mr. Jordan. Well?
You have the dough with you?
Certainly not. It's hardly the place for a financial transaction. Shall we say your cafe in 2 hours?
Let's say that.
I'll have the money there. You will carry out your part of the bargain?
I didn't make a bargain.
I think you will. In 2 hours, Mr. Jordan. At the Tambourine.
I watched Brahms fade off up the street and then detoured by way of the Cairo News Gazette. It was true. Angus Morgan and I had once been partners in Istanbul. Only Feder made one mistake. Angus and I were not friends, not even poor ones. Angus had double-crossed me and run out, owing me $15,000. If Angus was alive, only one thing interested me, my 15 grand. It took some fast talk and 20 piastres to get me into the newspaper morgue that time of night. But from then on, the night clerk was cooperative.
And what was that name again?
Morgan. Angus Morgan.
Oh, yeah. Moody, I wouldn't mind this night job if it wasn't for my wife. You married?
No. There was a story in the paper about his death about 3 months ago.
Don't ever get married, not if you work nights. What'd you say that name was? Morris?
No, Morgan.
Now, take my wife. Always wants to know what happened.
Wait. That's the one I want right there.
No, that's Morgan. Angus Morgan.
Give it to me.
Okay. What can I say to her? She wouldn't believe me anyhow.
Angus Morgan. Killed in mysterious explosion, salvaging operation. Off the coast of Ras El Had.
Yeah, then she says, why can't an alert, energetic man like me get a day job?
Sure looks dead, all right.
She's just that way.
Huh?
My wife.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for everything. Here, file this back under Rocky Jordan.
Sure. Good night, Mr. Morgan.
I decided to make one more call before keeping my date with Feder Brahms at the Tambourine. The authorities seemed sure Angus Morgan was dead. But if he was alive and in Cairo, he was here for one reason. A reason named Sabina. She wasn't too much to look at now, but at one time she was the toast of Istanbul. These days, she ran a Turkish bath near the Sharia El Mudafar. It was late, but her office door was open, and the sign said, "Come in." So I did.
I can't believe it. When can I see him?
He's waiting at the Sharon Sanitarium.
Philip, wait.
Hello, Sabina. Did I interrupt something?
Rocky Jordan.
Yeah, we meet again, Sabina, like old times.
Don't tell me you want to lose weight.
No. There's enough hot air over at the Cafe Tambourine to keep me in shape. I'd like a word in private with you, Sabina, as soon as you're through here.
Why,
I am in no hurry, Sabina, so suppose you go ahead and see what Mr. Jordan wants. I will wait for you.
Why, that's very kind of you, Mr. Tournay.
Yeah, thanks. We'll only be a minute.
Yes, Rocky?
Who's the overgrown Frenchman?
Oh, Mr. Tournay was arranging for me to give someone a massage at the sanitarium. Please, Rocky, what do you want?
Sabina, what do you hear from Angus Morgan?
Angus? What are you talking about? You know
I've got a hunch he's alive.
What kind of a cruel joke is this?
I got reasons for believing it.
Rocky, I know how you hated Angus for double-crossing you. What good can this do you? Can't you let the past sleep?
Still do anything for Angus, wouldn't you?
Get out of here, Rocky.
Sure, Sabina.
Get out!
I got out. If Sabina was putting on an act, she wasn't doing a good job of it. But I knew my visit with her was a sure way of making Angus show his hand, if he was around. I went back to my cafe tambourine. It wasn't yet time for...
Raj, boy, I mean, for the Late Late Horror Show, I've played just about every horror, mystery, detective. There's even Western. There's some comedy. Again, 5 years of 7 days a week, 12-hour streams. I've played them all, and in my collection, I've got just about every old-time radio show ever. That's why Dino Duck Soup I also created, so that I could put the comedy, musical, variety shows and stuff like that over there. But there are a ton of other stuff, but it just wouldn't fit on the Late Late Horror Show. It's not really a channel for like comedy, and as we all have noticed through the past year at least, come to find that, with all the channels and everything like that, most of what everybody loves is the detective. And then it goes CBS Radio Mystery Theater, and then if you put anything else up there, it's not going... Even the spooky stuff is going to like get half of what the detective shows get. I mean, people are just really into the detective shows, and they'd rather listen to those over and over and over again. I mean, there are people out there who will listen to Johnny Dollar every night, like, even if they heard it a million times. I think I've even mentioned that Sherlock Holmes, Basil Rathbone, Nigel Bruce, those old-time radio shows, I could probably listen to those every night when I go to sleep, even though I've heard them a million times. So I kind of get it. But I've got them all, and slowly, for who knows how long. I mean, there will be things that I will put on the channel that are new, but they need fixed. The audio needs fixed and all of that stuff. And some things I just can't put up on that channel. But yeah, just always stay tuned. Check out the channel. You never know what will air next. That's for sure. Anyways.
Brahms to show up. So I sat down in my office to try and decide how I could handle him. Hello.
Hey, MR.
Hello.
Hey,
It is Mr.
Ahaba.
Jordan.
Yeah?
Good. I want to speak to you, Mr. Jordan. It is very important.
Who is this?
Oh, yeah. We have never met. My name is Svensson.
Swenson?
Jan Svensson.
Oh, naturally.
Mr. Jordan, I saw you talking to a man named Fedor Brahms.
Nice of you to tell me.
I don't know what he offered to pay for information leading to Angus Morgan, but I can guarantee you I will double his price.
I didn't know a dead man was worth so much.
Mr. Jordan, a man does not yoke when he is 40 fathoms under.
Look, drop the salty talk and get to the point, huh?
I am staying at the Hotel Mala, room 6. Will you come see me right away?
How much
Room
money did you
Saks.
say?
I'm sure we can strike a bargain.
Well, then get ready to bid, Swenson. You got competition.
I'm over at the hotel in room 6.
I hung up knowing that Fedor Brahms wasn't the only one who'd been following me. Add one Jan Swenson. I figured Fedor and his appointment could wait. Two heads were better than one, and if my 15 grand was around, I wanted to be sure of it. The Hotel Mala wasn't far, and I was there in 5 minutes. Room 6 was on the first floor. There was a light on inside the room, and I knocked on Jan Svenson's door.
Yeah, everybody has their
No
favorites,
answer.
right?
I tried the door, but it was locked. So I called the hotel manager, and we went in.
Oh, what has happened? That bed does not belong in the center of the room, and the dresser upside down.
Looks like somebody went through here with a bulldozer.
Oh, there has been a fight. But Mr. Swenson's clothes are still here.
Yeah, a few of them.
Yes. Oh, what are these?
Heavy rubber gloves, like a deep sea diver's, maybe. Nice and new.
Oh, this is terrible. Dust all over everything.
Yeah, even the phone.
We must call the police.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, I do have
I
one
left the
up
hotel
tonight.
manager wringing his hands and got outside. I checked my watch.
Every
It
other
was time
night,
for my
probably,
date with Feda
though.
Brahms at the Tambourine.
From now
This
on.
time I really had some questions. As I turned to go, I felt something tugging at my coattail. It was a small native boy. He handed me a white envelope and dodged away into the crowd. I opened the letter, and it read, Mr. Jordan, before you see Angus, see me. I will meet your price. Signed Captain Maury. Address 62 Fernier Road. It looked like time for me to tally the score. First on base was Feda Brahms. Next, Jan Swenson. Now coming up to bat, Captain Maury. I figured that Feda could wait for me at the Tambourine, and I caught a taxi to 62 Fernier Road. It had all the earmarks of a sedate rooming house. The skinniest woman I've ever seen.
Skinniest woman he's ever seen. What? I know, I keep stopping again, interrupting. Listen, Raj, you're asking me if I ever heard of an old-time radio show, I think, called Superman? I mean, yeah. I mean, of course. And I've got at least 6 or more 12-hour streams of Superman. Maybe 5. I can't remember. But, yeah, no, all the Supermans are up on the channel. I specifically like the episodes of and you can type it in, Superman and Batman. Batman plays bit parts in some of these episodes. The bit parts, but he is there. So, but yeah, Superman, it's on the channel too. So, yeah, check it out. You know, I haven't put the Lone Ranger up there though, because ding, 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 but anyways, yes, they're there, Raj.
Open the door.
I'm Mrs. Phipps. May I help you?
Yes, I'm Rocky Jordan.
Shh. You'll have to keep your voice down. My guests have been asleep for hours.
Oh, sorry. Captain Maury's expecting me.
Captain Maury? You don't say so. Well, I can't imagine...
Look, I got a letter from him.
Shh, please.
I've got to see him tonight.
I'm so angry I could scream. It couldn't have been 10 minutes ago. He skipped out of here bag and package. Out the window, if you please. And not paying me 1 cent for his board and room.
Take his clothes with him?
Yes, everything except these awful rubber boots. Here, you can have them.
Forgot his sea boots, huh? Better give him to the police.
The police will be here. I've already called them.
Oh, just one more thing. What did Captain Maury look like?
Simply horrible. Grotesque and horrible.
Oh, thanks.
Shh.
I left
Just working
Mrs.
on
Phipps standing
details
there,
on
a
the side
big new
of this
sea boot in each
wall.
hand, and moved out onto the dark street. I got to the nearest payphone and called Chris at the Tambourine. He said nobody resembling Feda Brahms had made an appearance there. We were both late for our appointment. Now, there was something else in my mind as I left the phone booth. I wondered if my visit with Sabina was going to pay off. And then it did. The shots were wild, and there were holes in the wall all around me. I dropped to the ground, rolled up in a dark corner. The guy with the gun must have thought he got me because he took off down a side street. He was big, but he ran like a scared gazelle. I was up and after him, but when I got to the corner, he was out of sight. I let him go. Anyhow, I had one answer. The seed I had planted with Sabina had finally blossomed.
Rocky Jordan returns in just a moment. On CBS, My Friend Irma is now one of the most popular comedies on the air, and the two characters, Irma and Jane, are familiar to millions. You'll enjoy Irma to her last dumb remark on My Friend Irma, following CBS Radio Theater Monday night.
Her last dumb remark. You will enjoy it down to her last dumb remark. My Friend Irma. You can find that, all those episodes over on Dino's Duck Soup too. So if you're interested in comedy, I haven't uploaded anything on there in I don't know how long, but yeah, people still watching those. I love comedy. Jack Benny. Listen, Sherlock Holmes and then Jack Benny might be my second favorite old-time radio show of all time. Anyways.
Now, back to Rocky Jordan with tonight's story, Strangers 3.
Angus Morgan was supposed to have died 3 months ago. That's what the record said. But when 3 men named Feder Brahms, Jan Swenson, and Captain Maury came to Cairo looking for him and said he was alive, I was interested. Angus owed me $15,000, and I like money. My visit with Angus's old girlfriend...
Hey,
Sabina,
Stephanie.
paid off on the nose. When shots started flying, I knew Angus was close by. Back in Sabina's office, the fellow named Tournier had mentioned the Sharon Sanitarium, and Sabina hadn't covered it too well. So the next day being Sunday, I invested in 12 roses and paid the Sharon a visit. On the 3rd floor, I hit pay dirt. I swung a door open, and there, propped up in bed playing chess with Philip Tournier, was Angus Morgan.
Rocky!
I brought you some flowers, Angus.
How you doing,
Rock?
How did you find me, Rocky?
The telephone book.
Same old Rocky.
Is he your finger man?
Me and Philip Tournier, my bodyguard.
Well, we've already met twice.
Twice, Mr. Jordan?
Once at Sabina's and once outside our phone booth. You're a bum shot, Tournier.
I'm afraid you are mistaken.
Skip it. Listen, Angus.
Rocky, how did you know I was still living?
3 men told me.
3?
Well, count them. Feder Brahms, Jan Swenson, and Captain Maury.
No.
You're having a relapse, Angus. Maybe I better call a nurse.
Stop it, Rocky. You say they're alive?
Breathing, too. Right down your thick neck.
They know where I am?
Not yet, Angus. But they're each offering me a few thousand for that information.
I'm beginning to see what you mean. Seems there was a debt.
I'll refresh your memory. $15,000.
Rocky, I'll pay you every cent if you promise to leave immediately and forget you've been here.
As far as I'm concerned, Angus, you're resting where you so justly deserve. Got it with you?
Yes. Philip, this is just between Rocky and me. So if you leave the room...
But, Angus, you are sure
I can trust Rocky. You can get me some cigars while you're out. Go on.
Very well. I will be back shortly.
Well, Rocky, it's been a long time.
The money, Angus, remember?
Very well. You hand me that valise on the lower shelf of the cart there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, feels loaded.
I'll have a little left. Yeah. Here you are. $15,000. Cut it if you like.
Don't worry, I'll be back if it's not all here. Angus, I'm overwhelmed.
You're paid. Just keep your promise and get out.
Sure, I know when I'm not wanted. Just one more thing.
Yes?
Tell Tournier to stop using me for a clay pigeon, or I'll have your 3 friends up here next.
I'm gonna show you, Rocky. You'll never hear from me again.
Angus put his valise back where it was, and I got out. I walked slowly down the stairs, trying to decide what I was going to tell Feder Brahms. He still hadn't kept his date with me. Well, I had my dough. I promised Angus to keep my mouth shut, and that's the way it was going to be. I just about reached the main floor when bedlam broke loose. It was coming from the 3rd floor. I raced back up the steps 2 at a time. Down the hall, a crowd was gathering in front of Angus Morgan's room. I saw Philip Tournier come out of the elevator when we reached the room together. We pushed through the crowd of Sunday visitors and into the room. And there was Sabina. Sabina, what is it?
Pull yourself together, Sabina. What happened?
I walked into the room and there he was.
There's no doubt about it this time.
Angus is dead. Stabbed to death.
From there on, things moved fast. Sam Sabaya, captain of the Cairo police, took over. A very thorough man, he rounded up everyone connected with the case. Down at headquarters, I was kept cooling my heels while Sam talked to Sabina and Tournier. He called me in last.
Well, Jordan, I am afraid you have a great deal to explain.
Well, by this time, Sam, I thought you'd have the murder solved.
Jordan, this time, let's get to the point.
I suppose Sabina told you I had it in for Angus Morgan.
That is correct.
And Tournier happened to mention that I threatened Angus.
Just one more thing. In Angus Morgan's room at the sanitarium was a valise containing $300,000.
$300,000?
He's missing.
Done with the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor is complete. There's this was the last side of the wall. And yes, this is complete now. So this can go up. Well, let's see. Let's see. Oh, that's as tall as I am. My head's right above the building now. Look at that. Look at how tall that is, man. That is sweet. So now all I have to do is build the roof. And those are bags 11 and 12. So foundation and then little bits and pieces here. So yeah, if I've been down, yeah, I guess I could keep this on, huh? So you guys can kind of, yeah, it all connects. Oh, come on, connect. Don't give me any issues. Let's see. The only side that's not popping in correctly is... Why aren't you popping in? Come on. Okay, well... I guess... There we go. Well, you know what? This one ain't popping in correctly. What's going on there? What is up with that? Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay, all done. Boy, that's looking sweet. That looks good. Look at that. That is old architecture right there. I love it. Okay, I'll continue the episode as I empty these bags and continue. Thank you guys. Be sure to give that thumbs up and all that stuff. Make sure you guys comment after the video if you would, please. It helps. Thank you very much. So, yes, I'm almost done. I'm getting there, you guys.
I believe 15,000 of it is in your pocket.
Tournier did talk, didn't he?
May I see it?
Sure.
Thank you.
Hey, what are you doing, Sam? That's my dog.
We shall see. Right now, it is Exhibit A. Where is the rest of the money, Jordan?
How should I know? Well, now, wait, Sam. You don't think...
Would you like to tell me everything now, Jordan?
Of course. I was as sure as anybody else that Angus Morgan was dead. Then people came to me looking for him, said he was alive and in Cairo.
What people?
Well, first a guy in a felt hat and tweeds named Fedor Brahms.
It won't all fall apart, D. That's the good thing, but I've had pieces fly off
Getting back
before.
to Angus Morgan, how did you find him?
Philip
But
Tournier
yeah,
let his whereabouts
that's
out
going
of
to
the
look
bag
nice
when
in
I
the
went to see
city, next
Sabina.
to the Sherlock Holmes
By the way,
building.
an hour later, somebody tried to kill me. I think it was Tournier. But about that 15 grand, Angus owed it to me.
I will do my best to find this threesome you speak of, but Jordan, the facts remain incriminating.
I was halfway out of the building when the murder took place.
Save that
Hey,
part
Sally.
of the story for the inquest tomorrow. We will notify you of the time.
Okay, Sam, we'll play it your way.
Good night, Jordan.
Good night, Sam. Oh, and by the way, when you give me back my money, I'm going to buy you a present.
Oh? What, Jordan?
A can of oil. Your chair squeaks. I went out into the street, and when the air hit me, I knew I was sweating. If we were all released, that meant Sam was playing cat and mouse with us. And everything pointed in my direction, much too conveniently. I had to act quickly while I still had a few hours of freedom. I had a hunch the police were following me, but I didn't care. I had nothing to hide. Sabina was first on my list. She took my bait once before, and she might again. When I reached Sabina's Turkish baths, she was already there.
Rocky, what are you doing here? Who let you in?
I've got to talk to you.
Haven't you caused enough trouble? Leave me alone.
Who's Fedor Brahms? Jan Swenson, Captain Maury.
Why don't you ask Philip Tournay?
I will. Where is he?
He's staying at an apartment over the open-air market on Faran Street.
Oh, thanks. I got a good hunch who killed your boyfriend, Sabina. Maybe you have, too.
Who did it, Rocky?
That's what I got to find out, Sabina. Or I may be next. I went to the open-air market on Faran Street. Philip Tournier's room was on the second floor. I knocked. When he finally opened it, he was either out of breath or awfully scared.
Jordan!
I'm coming in, Tournier.
Yes, of course. I thought you were in jail.
Oh, weren't we all?
There is a policeman watching my apartment?
2 of them now. 1 for each of us. I'd start leveling with me, Tournier. You tried to kill me last night, didn't you?
I could have, Rocky, but I shot wild, purposely. I was Angus Morgan's bodyguard, not his finger man.
When did Sabina arrive at the sanitarium Sunday?
I do not know.
You ever hear of Fedor Brahms?
Why, I have never seen him.
Well, try these for size. Jan Swenson, Captain Maury.
Angus, Fedor, and Swenson hired Captain Murray's boat. They salvaged an army payroll from an American freighter that had been sunk during the war.
Where?
Off the coast of Ras El Had. The 4 of them were supposed to split the money between them.
Knowing Angus, he changed his mind, wanted all of it.
That is right. After they had hauled up $300,000 of the money, Angus sneaked off the boat, leaving a time bomb behind. Everyone was reported missing at sea, including Angus.
Well, they're not missing now. They're in Cairo.
They will kill me.
Sure, if you took the 300,000.
But I did not. What can I do?
Just sit tight and don't talk to anybody. Especially not to Sabina. Tournier was halfway to his phone before I got out the door, but I didn't mind. At least now I had something to work with, if I could believe anything he said. I went out onto the street wondering if I'd ever see Fedor Brahms again, or Svensson, or Captain Maury. Why would anyone kill Angus, take the money, and stay around Cairo for the police to get at? I stood there trying to figure my next move, and then it was figured for me. The door of a car waiting at the curb swung open.
Get in, Jordan.
Fedor Brahms. Sure I'm not intruding.
Get in, I said.
Okay. But take that shiny cannon out of my face. It
It's
hurts
on
my
the
eyes.
list, damn it.
I may have to use it.
In the Avengers
I
Tower,
want that
too, right?
$300,000, Jordan.
Oh, you haven't got it?
No. And I want every cent of it.
Tell me something, Fedor. How did it happen Angus Morgan didn't kill you like he planned?
Perhaps I knew him too well. We were on the salvage boat, all four of us, lying 2 miles offshore. One night I heard a sound, went up on deck. Then I heard oars fading into the fog. It was Angus Morgan taking all the money we'd salvaged. Before I could do anything, there was a blast. I came to on a small vessel sailing for East Africa. It took me 2 months to get back. And I've been looking for Angus ever since.
I see.
Now you see why I want that money, Jordan.
Why don't you look up Jan Svensson or Captain Maury? Why pin it on me?
I think you have it. Jordan, I swear I'll kill you right here.
Oh, maybe not after you take a look out the back window.
Where? Black car?
Keep watching it. The police, Fedor. They've been tailing me all day.
Perhaps you are not lying.
Now listen to some sense. You want the money. I want to get the guy who killed Angus Morgan to clear myself. We can get him together.
You know who killed Morgan?
Yeah. Captain Maury. I'm sure I saw him at the sanitarium.
Captain Maury. Of course. What's your plan?
Well, first we split up. Shake the police off our trails. Meet me at the corner of Sika and El Modar, right by the old tower.
Why there?
I think I know his hideout. You'll be there in 30 minutes.
Very well, Jordan. I will be there.
I waited till Fedor Brahms drove off around the corner. Then I got to a phone, called Sam Sabaya. It wasn't long till Sam's sleepy voice came on.
Sabaya speaking.
Listen, Sam, I think I got your man.
You got... what is this?
Captain Maury. If you'll be at Sika and El Modar in half an hour, I'll produce him.
Jordan, go home and go to bed.
Sam, listen to me.
But I am glad you called, though. The inquest will be tomorrow at 11. Will you be there, or should I send an escort?
Sam, I told you where to be. Now, don't let me down.
Good night, Jordan.
Listen, Sam. Sam! Okay, I'll go it alone. Sam was in no cooperative mood, but it was too late to change my plan now. My watch said 11 o'clock. That meant I had just 12 hours to dig up somebody to take my place at the inquest. I walked the whole way to our rendezvous spot, through the twisting, narrow streets that led to the old tower, a familiar, dismal landmark in the lower quarter of Cairo. I finally stopped at the tower. No one was there, but I was a couple of minutes early. Laughter sounded from an upper window across the way. It stopped, a light went out, and all was darkness and quiet. I leaned against the wall and waited. Once I thought I saw a figure in the shadows. I glanced back, and it was gone. You know, shadows play tricks sometimes. Then I heard it. A quick rustling motion that resolved into a figure as I turned. I felt it coming, but I was too late. Pain stabbed my right shoulder. I tried to move, but the knife had me pinned to the wall. Through a blinding fight to keep my senses, I heard a confusion of sound. A pistol blazed almost in my face. And everything mixed into a whirlpool of shouts and footsteps and went spinning off into nothing. With Rocky Jordan right in the middle.
Rocky Jordan will be back in a matter of seconds with the ending of tonight's story. Here's a mic memo from CBS for Monday night listening. The Foxes of Harrow comes to you Monday night on CBS Radio Theater with lovely Maureen O'Hara and John Hodiak. Don't miss The Foxes of Harrow, CBS Radio Theater, Monday night at 7 in California and 6 elsewhere in the West. Now back to Rocky Jordan for the ending of tonight's story.
When I opened my eyes, the darkness of the night under the old tower had changed to all white. White walls, white sheets, white bedshirt. The sun was coming in the west window, and seated beside my bed, looking me over like a hound looks over a fresh bone,
D.
was Sam Zabaya.
Come on, that's like right out of a movie. Did that really happen? If that happened, that's one heck of a story.
Well, Jordan, you missed the inquest.
Oh, you're breaking my heart, Sam. Where am I?
In the Sharon Sanitarium.
Sharon again. Why here?
We thought you might feel right at home.
Well, I'm not. Ooh. What happened?
Only a knife wound. Your shoulder will heal. You were more fortunate than Angus Morgan.
Yeah. Then all that shooting was the police. Sam, I thought you weren't coming to the party last night.
Oh, Jordan, you wronged me. Fedor Brahms is now in the Cairo jail. A little worse for the wear.
Okay. Now, Sam, when do I get my
Wow.
15 grand back? Remember? Exhibit A?
Sorry,
Jordan,
D.
you promised to lead me to Captain Maury. Where is he?
In jail. Captain Maury, Jan Swenson, Fedor Brahms. They're all the same man.
Oh. It's no wonder we couldn't find the other two. When did you know this?
I should have known from the beginning. Fedor was too elaborate with his plans. I figured he invented the other two to keep me on my toes, make sure I didn't lose interest.
Mm-hmm.
And if a murder rap came up, the police would be out looking for Swenson and Maury. Dead men.
But, Jordan, that is hardly proof.
No, I wasn't sure till Fedor Brahms came to me and demanded the money. I told him to ask Swenson and Captain Maury, but Fedor didn't bat an eye. Why? Because he knew they didn't exist.
No doubt they were actually killed in the salvage boat.
Sure. So when I told Fedor I'd produce Captain Maury, he knew I was lying. He decided it was time to get rid of me. Just one thing I don't understand. Sam, about my $15,000.
What don't you understand?
Well, if Fedor Brahms killed Angus Morgan and took his money, why didn't he get out of Cairo?
Now, very good question, Jordan. Brahms has confessed to the murder, but he did not get the money.
What?
Sabina came into Angus Morgan's room too quickly after the murder. In his haste to escape, Fedor left the very thing he was after.
Then he really did think I had it. Oh, but where is the money?
But that is a very strange thing, Jordan. After we brought you back here last night, the money was found in the third floor laboratory. How it got there, I don't know.
Sam, of course. Angus set the money satchel on the lowest shelf of that little cart the nurses wheel around. It was still there when she wheeled it out.
Ah, I see. Perhaps during the confusion after the murder. Well, that about settles everything.
Oh, no, Sam. What about my 15 grand? My dough?
Well, you see, Jordan, there will probably be an estate. You will have to put in a claim for it.
Well, of all the... Hey, nurse! Nurse!
Jordan, can I get something for you?
Yes, Sam, a first-class lawyer.
Calm yourself, Jordan. You will get your money. You always do.
Rocky Jordan is presented from Columbia Square in Hollywood and stars Jack Moyles in the title role. Tonight's story was written by Bernard Girard and was produced and directed by Cliff Howell with original music by Milton Charles. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Well, there you go. Strangers 3, Rocky Jordan. D, that's probably one of the funniest things I've heard in a while. Something you'd only seeing a movie, right? What are the odds that it would actually happen and you'd pull off the whole... And who uses... I'm trying to think of the last restaurant I even went in that had tablecloths still. I don't see too many tablecloths. Those used to be mom and pop restaurants, which there's not a whole lot of those around anymore. But anyways, already getting going on the roof. So the roof. Let me see. Thank you, Chris W. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, we're about 75% of the way for watch time. So probably in 2 weeks or so, or somewhere around there, we can open up for memberships and stuff again. So, which it is what it is. I'll try to offer something special for members, of course, like maybe a weekly private stream, Lego talk, something like that. But anyways, coming up soon. Anyways, I think we got about a half hour. Let's see if I can at least get done with this bag here. But you guys are seeing how this is coming together and almost done. I can't wait to light it up at the end too and see how it is. Anyways, let's play Rocky Jordan from December 12th, 1948, Ace High Straight. Here we go. Enjoy.
Time now for Rocky Jordan.
There's nothing I like better than a good game of poker. But I get tired of always drawing to straights that never fill. You have to keep throwing your chips on the table. Only the last card pays off if you're lucky enough to get it. This time I had to fill my straight. The stakes were too high.
I know that's one of the coolest things about these sets, lighting it up. Did you see the saloon that I did, Kathy, that I lit all up? Hopefully you got to see that. That was really, really cool, the Old
Again,
West.
we bring you a story of adventure with Rocky Jordan, proprietor of Cafe Tambourine, which stands in a narrow street off Cairo's native quarter within sight of the Mosque Sultan Hassan.
Hey, William.
The Cafe Tambourine, crowded with forgotten men from the world's waterfronts, alive with the babble of many languages. Now, Rocky Jordan, and tonight's story, Ace High Straight.
I'd spent half the night before in a poker game, and I always kept drawing straights that didn't fill. Finally, I cashed in what chips I had left, wrote out an IOU for plenty, and went home to the tambourine to bed. Even in my sleep, I kept drawing to inside straights and outside straights that never filled. I got up late the next morning, and knowing my gambling friend would soon be around for his dough,
Kathy, the saloon, it looks, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to bring it over here, light it up. I did a whole video on it. It's right there. But yeah, I did a whole video real close up on the inside with the saloon's bar and poker table and the second floor, and it all lights up, and it looks so darn cool. And I love the Western stuff too. And that, I did that prior to this one. So it's, yeah. Just look at the finished, the very last one. I don't know if it was stream 4 or something like that. It says finished. But check that out. Lit up. Oh my God. And the detail on the inside, it is just fantastic. So yeah.
A bag of money out of the safe in my office. I just sat down at my desk to count it out when Chris, my bartender, came in.
Hey, Rocky. Guy named Jack wants to talk to you on the front payphone.
Jack who?
I don't know. Just said Jack wants to talk to you.
Yeah, you said that. Why'd he call me on the payphone?
Oh, shall I give him your office number?
Smart thinking, Chris. Do that.
Sure, Rocky. Oh, and there's a man been asking to see you out front. I told him he was busy.
What's his name?
Mr. Queen.
Jack and Queen. Not bad with the first two cards.
Cards, Rocky?
Skip it. I still got poker on the brain.
You want me to send him away?
No, I'll see what he wants. Might as well take the phone call while I'm out there. I'll watch the money on my desk till I get back, huh?
Sure, Rocky.
Don't make them want to see your manager. Not in
stepped out into the cafe, it sounded like business was starting a little early. The big voice came from the big mouth of a swarthy, well-dressed Egyptian sitting at the rear end of the bar. I sidetracked over his way.
I will not be treated this way. I demand respect. Where is the manager? Bring him to me.
Right on tap, mister.
Who are you?
Name's Rocky Jordan. I own the tambourine. What's the trouble?
The trouble? Everything, sir. I ask for food, and what do they bring me? Garbage.
Oh, a specialty. Now listen.
The drinks are abominable. And where is your bartender? The service is unspeakable.
Then try the Hotel Shepherd. Why come slumming here?
No, you are insulting. Do you know who I am? I am Tom King. Tom King.
Never heard of you. Take my advice and get some sleep. This is no time.
Enough, sir. I will show you what I think of the Cafe Tambourine.
Okay, Kingpin. Now we go bye-bye. Come on.
Stop it, sir. Get your hands off me. I am warning you.
I twisted Tom and King's arm behind him, escorted him the full length of the bar, out the front door, and discarded him with a shove 2 doors down. He retreated, still shouting insults. I brushed my hands and strolled back into the cafe. It's routine. I was about to take the call on the payphone when a smiling man of uncertain nationality and thick glasses stepped up.
Pardon. Are you Mr. Jordan?
Yeah.
Ah. I am Mr. Queen. Milton Queen.
Oh, sure. I'd forgotten about you.
I am a visitor in your city, Mr. Jordan. A chance acquaintance, a Mr. Willoughby, told me to look you up when I came to Cairo.
Willoughby? Oh, well, have a good time.
Oh, thank you. I am to meet my nephew, Junior Queen. He should be here now. We are especially interested in the mosques of Cairo. Could you direct me to the Sultan Hassan?
Oh, right down the street. See, I've got a phone call waiting. So...
Oh, well, just one more thing. Perhaps you can also tell me how to get to the Mosque El Azhar.
Oh, sorry, I lost my tourist book.
Did you know the Mosque El Azhar is the first known Egyptian use of the pointed arch? Interesting?
Oh, very, very. Look, what you need's a guide. You'll find at least 3 hide behind every lamppost.
Oh, yes. Perhaps you are right. But you being a resident here, my friend suggested that you might...
If you'll excuse me, that phone call...
Oh, of course. Thank you very much, Mr. Jordan. You have been most kind. Most kind.
I dragged myself away from Queen and went over to the payphone. Whoever Jack was, he must have gotten tired of waiting and hung up. I didn't blame him. Before the smiling tourist with the thick glasses could buttonhole me again, I headed for my office. I couldn't help thinking how well my poker hand was filling out. A Jack, a Queen, and now a King. Then I opened the office door. Lying face down on the floor, an ugly lump the size of an ostrich egg just behind his left ear, was Chris, my bartender. The money was gone from the desk, and the back door to the alley swung open. I ran out into the alley and up to the narrow side street. There was no one in sight except a native woman. Her somber brown eyes gave me a startled look. She quickly drew a veil over her face and limped away. I've been around Cairo long enough to know not to look at a native woman twice. So I got back to the office, and while the help tried to bring Chris to his senses, I called the police and reported the robbery. It took 6 pitchers of water and a gin sling, but Chris finally sat up.
Hey, Rocky, you all right?
Hey, of course I am, Chris. What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, you got to remember. I left you here to want some money on my desk.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, I heard the yelling out front, so I thought you needed help. So I put the money in the safe.
In the safe?
Sure. Then I heard somebody come in the door behind me. I stood up and somebody grabbed me. I stepped back on somebody's foot, I think. Hard.
Did you see who it was?
No, I guess that's when I got slugged.
You sure you put the money in the safe?
Oh, ain't it there?
We'll have a look.
Rocky. Well, what do you know?
The money was all there. Every cent of it. We had a look around the office, but so far as we could tell, nothing had been touched. There was a knock at the door, but before I could answer, in walked Sergeant Greco of the Cairo police. The usual sour look on his face.
What's this all about, Mr. Jordan?
Oh, Greco. Where's Captain Sabaya?
Captain Sabaya is busy. He sent me to get the details of the robbery.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Greco, but it was all a mistake.
One moment. I must make a full report. Now, how much money was involved?
Oh, a few £100, more or less. But it's all here.
Then what has been going on here?
Nothing. Forget it.
We do not take slugging so lightly, Mr. Jordan.
Chris stumbled over his own foot, or somebody didn't like his ugly face. Those things happen around here.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to turn around, but
Yes,
somebody...
you please. I will question you one at a time.
Look, Greco, I'll put in a good word for you to Sabaya. Now, if you'll just...
Now,
leave...
Mr. Jordan, did you strike him?
No, I told you there's no complaint. Now, for the last time...
I will take it.
Get away from that phone, Greco. It's for me.
Sergeant Greco speaking. Oh? Oh, Captain Sabaya. Yes, yes. Oh, by all means, sir. Yes, yes. Jordan is here.
Yeah, I'll take it.
He is not at all cooperative. What? So? Yes, 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 I will ask him, of course, of course. You can depend on me completely. Yes, I will handle everything at once.
Don't hang up that phone. Let me talk to him.
Well, Jordan.
What did Sabaya want?
Jordan, when did you last see Ace Warner?
Don't tell me I drew an ace.
Answer my question.
I played poker with him till about 3 o'clock this morning. Remind me not to send him a greeting card this year.
Why not?
No, you won a little too easily, I thought. But I asked for it. I'll pay him off.
You won't, Jordan. Ace Warner was just found in his casino, shot to death.
Maybe somebody will give me a black tie for Christmas.
I believe you own a 45 caliber automatic, Jordan.
Now, look, Greco, you can do better than that.
I am instructed to conduct a routine investigation. Let me see the gun.
Okay. I keep it in my desk drawer. Haven't touched it in 6 weeks.
Well, Jordan?
Here you are, Greco. And you'll find my fingerprints on it.
Thank you.
Having fun, Greco?
He has not been fired recently.
Oh, disappointed?
Now, what is in this other drawer?
Greco, get out of those drawers or get a search warrant.
Wait. Another gun, Jordan.
What? How did that get there? Let me see it.
Don't touch it. Mm-hmm. A definite smell of cordite. 2 ships missing. This automatic has been fired within the last 12 hours.
So bland if I ever saw one.
I would deliver this gun to Captain Sabaya for his inspection. And under the circumstances, you, Jordan, will accompany me to the Cairo jail.
Rocky Jordan will be back in just a moment. Remember, over your CBS station every Sunday night, you'll hear not only Rocky Jordan, but Sam Spade, Dashiell Hammett's Great Private Eye, and The Whistler, one of the most popular shows on the air. Remember, this half hour each Sunday evening is the time for Rocky Jordan. Now, back to tonight's story, Ace High Straight.
I was on my way to an Ace High Straight. A phone call from a guy named Jack who didn't wait for me to answer. A loud Egyptian named King and a smiling tourist named Queen. And finally, a murdered gambler named Ace. I wondered when the 10 would show up to fill my straight. It was no secret that Ace Warner had my IOU for plenty of money, won in a poker game the night before. But when a .45 automatic, recently fired, turned up in my desk drawer, I was taken to headquarters. Captain Sam Sabaya sent the gun to ballistics 2 doors down, kept me in his office.
Jordan, I had hoped there would someday be a murder in Cairo in which you were not involved.
Just keep trying, Sam.
Now, you were about to give me one of your fantastic theories.
Nothing fantastic about it. The killer knew I owed Ace Warner too much dough after that poker game last night. So he planted his gun in my desk to throw the blame on me.
You seem quite certain that gun killed Ace Warner.
What's your idea, Sam?
Never mind. Go on.
Somebody contrived to get me out of my office while his accomplice entered it from the alley. He didn't count on finding Chris. Where was I?
Calm yourself, Jordan. Ballistics must fire the gun to compare bullets.
Sure.
Jordan, supposing you are right, can you suggest who contrived to get you out of your office?
It could be any one of 3. Somebody named Jack called me on the front payphone just before this happened.
Jack who?
I don't know. By the time I answered, he'd hung up. Then a swarthy Egyptian named Tom King started a phony one-man riot in the cafe. I had to throw him out.
Tom King. And the third?
Then after I got rid of King... Sam, how many times do they have to...
Go on, Jordan.
Well, a tourist with thick glasses named Milton Queen buttonholed me at the door. I had trouble getting rid of him. Any one of those 3 could have given the accomplice plenty of time to get in the alley door to my office.
One moment. Sabaya speaking. You are sure? No, not at present. That will be all.
Caught him out, Sam?
Jordan, Ace Warner was killed with the gun found in your desk drawer.
I'm surprised.
Now suppose you continue your story, all of it.
I told you everything, Sam. How about talking to Chris? For one thing, he thinks he stepped on somebody's foot. He's a big fella.
I have his statement. Jordan, I will release you for the present. In the meantime, let me suggest...
Did I give up a weekend of my country estate? Sure, Sam. I'll stay in Cairo. Watch me. I got out quick before Sam could change his mind and was on my way back to the tambourine. Now all I had to do was find a 10 spot to fill my straight. I also wanted a better look at a couple of cards named King and Queen. As I walked into my cafe, Chris nodded his head painfully toward a man sitting at a front table. The man got up and drooped his way toward me, like an underfed dog with its tail between its legs. The Egyptian one-man riot, Tom and King.
Mr. Jordan, I've been waiting to see you.
Get the glasses off the bar, Chris.
No, please, Mr. Jordan, I want to apologize.
Why didn't you bring your whole card with you?
I don't understand.
Your helper who delivered the gun.
Mr. Jordan, I am afraid you are confused. I created a disturbance here this morning. My actions were inexcusable.
I could phrase it a different way.
See, I had been drinking all night. There have been things on my mind.
Like murder?
Oh, please, worries. Why I came to the tambourine, I do not know.
A lot of people wonder that.
Mr. Jordan, I am a respectable person.
It's one man's opinion.
You can understand why I would not want a disgraceful affair like this to reach the papers. I did considerable damage. I wish to pay for everything. Would £100 be sufficient?
100? That's your last offer?
I realize that I am in no bargaining position.
Well, give me your card. I'll send you an itemized bill.
You are very kind, Mr. Jordan. And you will tell no one?
Well, that depends. Keep in touch with me, King. He handed me his card and backed out the door, bowing all the way. I asked Chris if the guy named Jack had called again. He hadn't. There was a chance I could learn something about Ace Warner to help me find my 10. So I taxied over to his gambling joint on the other side of town. A lone policeman was on guard out front, but he let me in. One of Ace's boys was in a back room testing a roulette wheel. Hello, Maxie.
Hiya, Rock. Watch your 13 coming up. Watch it. See? 13. What'd I tell you?
Yeah, I see. Worked something like that poker game I was in last night.
Oh, yeah, Rock. Sorry about that. We had a fish to clean out a couple of the other boys. They had some tricks, too. There was too much dough on the table. Ace couldn't afford it.
You know Ace is dead?
Yeah. 23 this time. Watch it.
What do you know about the killing?
I tell you, Rock. Watch it now. 23 coming up. 23, just like I said.
Come on, what do you know about the killing?
Nothing, Rock. Not a thing.
Who were his enemies? Who's the angel behind this affair?
Angel? It's funny. How do you know?
Know what?
That was his girlfriend. He met her in France or someplace. Quite a dish, Rocky. He was getting rid of her dough.
Why?
He got most of it anyhow. She's too jumpy. Scared her husband show up.
You know what the husband's name was?
Let's see, no, I forgot it. 4 this time.
Try to remember, Maxie. Was it King, maybe?
King? Yeah, King, that's it. How do you know?
I didn't. Where's Angel hiding these days?
Got no idea. Hey, wait, Rock. Watch this.
Sorry, Maxie. Time for the next deal. Things were beginning to gel now, but I still needed a 10 to fill my straight. I figured I'd find it back-to-back with a King. Tom and King had given me his address down toward the river on the other side of the bazaar. It takes a taxi all day to get through the bazaar, so I walked. Ordinarily, I like to take in the bazaar, get a kick out of the snake charmers, who always play a little louder when a tourist walks by. I tossed a tattered musician a couple of piastres, and I saw a familiar-looking veiled native woman coming up from behind. She limped, like the one I saw on the side street off the tambourine that morning. I wasn't sure she saw me, so I dodged into a booth and waited for her to pass.
Effendi, you like my rug?
Yeah, sure, but not this time.
Only 2 Egyptian pounds, Effendi, for this. Feel of it.
No, not interested, sorry.
I see you bargain well, Effendi. Only for you, £1.
Look, I got a rug. Now, don't bother me.
Effendi, you will ruin me. £half a pound and 40 piastres.
I'm not buying anything. Let it go of me, will you?
Very well, but only for you, Effendi, £half a pound. No less, not a million less. Wait, come back.
By the time I got out of the booth and shook the excited peddler off, the veiled native woman was way down the street. I thought I saw her turn in somewhere, but I wasn't sure. Anyhow, I couldn't have followed her. Like I said, a foreigner doesn't look at a veiled woman twice if he values his life. So I hurried on down the street. As I passed an open-air cafe, I changed my course again. Another one of my cards had turned up. He sat at a secluded table sipping tea. Across from him sat a shy, brown-eyed boy of uncertain age. I went up to that table.
Why, Mr. Jordan.
Mr. Milton Queen, I believe.
This is a pleasure. May I present my nephew, Junior Queen? How do you do, sir?
Oh, yes, we've met.
We have? Why, oh, no, I was to meet him this morning, but he had not arrived when I talked to you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
A logical mistake.
Ever played poker, Mr. Queen?
Poker? No, I'm so sorry. It's so kind of you to invite me.
I just thought you might know Ace Warner.
Warner? Ace? No, I'm afraid not. But I would enjoy meeting him. There are so many friendly people in Cairo. Oh, Mr. Jordan, I must confess a very foolish mistake.
You must?
You will recall I said the Mosque El Azhar was the first Egyptian example of the pointed arch?
Hmm.
I was wrong. It was the Ahmed Ibn Tulun. Stupid of me.
Oh, but think nothing of it. See you later, Mr. Queen. You too, Junior.
Goodbye, sir. Oh, won't you have some tea with us, Mr. Jordan?
Tea? No, thanks. Kills the taste of the lemon. As I left the table, I wondered why I said I had met Junior before. I thought I had a good memory for faces. Well, I found Tom and King's address, a large brownstone modern apartment house, but King wasn't in. The clerk said he'd been out most of the day. I waited around the lobby for a while, then stepped into a phone booth and called the tambourine.
I'm trying to focus that in.
Cafe Tambourine.
Chris, this is Rocky.
Going to be
that
like
fellow
that.
named Jack ever called me back.
See how that's going to look.
Somebody
right
else called.
Oh.
I don't know.
That looks sweet. That looks sweet.
He said if you wanted to find Angel, try 10
$10 beer. What else?
That's all. He hung up.
Oh, great. Now you can do something.
What, Rocky?
Hang up. Well, it looked like I finally had that 10 to fill my ace high straight. I remembered the paddle streamers along the Nile are known as dahabiyas. Then I thought again. The swank little houseboats anchored along the Nile are called the same thing. A 5-minute walk from King's place took me to dahabiyat number 10. I walked up the narrow awning-covered gangplank that led to the little deck and knocked at the door.
Who is it?
The name's Jordan.
I don't want to see anyone. Wait,
Sorry, Blue Eyes, I gotta talk to you.
Who did you say you were?
Rocky Jordan. I was a friend of Ace Warner's.
Oh. Well, how did you find me here?
Oh, I just filled a straight, and there you were.
I don't understand. Straight. Oh. Well, if you mean you want a drink, it's on the side cabinet. Go ahead.
Thanks. I believe I will.
I'm sorry I couldn't get it for you, but you see, my foot.
Yeah, I noticed it.
Why did you come here, Mr. Jordan?
To find your husband.
My husband?
Did you know you had one?
Well, I have not seen him since I left Bordeaux. You had better go, Mr. Jordan.
Oh, sure. But the next time you see Mr. King, tell him I said hello, huh?
Mr. King? Who is he?
Isn't that his name?
I don't know what you are talking about. Now, kindly get out of here.
Oh, I'm going. Oh, one more question, Angel. What happened to your foot?
A camel stepped on it.
Well, it seemed almost too easy. But just in case Sam Sabaya hadn't already found the answer, I figured I'd throw in my 2 bits. So at the nearest payphone, I put in a hurry-up call to headquarters.
Captain Sabaya speaking.
Sam, it's Rocky.
Well, Jordan, you did stay in Cairo.
I'll make it short and sweet in case you still want to know who killed Ace Warner.
You mean you can tell me?
All wrapped up neat like a package from Santa Claus. Try a man named Tom and King at 1114 Fingal Place.
Jordan, I have already talked to Mr. King.
And next, look up a blue-eyed beauty named
there.
Angel. Or didn't you know Tom and King was her husband?
This is news, Jordan.
All right, add it up, Sam. While King got me out of my office at the tambourine with his drunk act, Angel put the gun on my desk. She still has a sore foot.
That lovely creature knocked Chris out?
Well, she had to. Then made her getaway disguised as an Arab woman, maybe.
Ridiculous, Jordan. How do you explain
Sam, if I figure this any farther, you'd have to put me on your payroll. Come on, better be on your way. Well, from there on, it was Sam's baby. 10 Dahabia did it. My first 4 cards had been people instead of a house address, but I was satisfied. I found myself walking back through the bazaar, and this time I was enjoying it. I slowed down to listen to the tattered beggar musician. I was about to put in a request for the St. Louis Blues when I saw her again. Right behind me this time. Still following me. The pale native woman who limped. But this time I figured I knew who she was. She hesitated. Her somber brown eyes flicked my way. Then she quickened her pace and went on by. I stood there, puzzled. Then it hit me. My house of cards collapsed like a tent in a sandstorm. Rocky Jordan, the prize sucker of Cairo. Sure, I figured it. Just enough to leave a girl named Angel at the mercy of a killer and get another murder rap pinned on me. This time I didn't dare let the veiled woman get out of sight again. I turned and started after her. 3 natives eyed me suspiciously and fell in behind. She saw me coming and limped faster. Then she began running. So did I. And with every step, I picked up another native bent on mayhem. There we went. The veiled woman, followed by me, followed by a pack of Muslims, right through the bazaar of Cairo.
Rocky Jordan returns in a matter of seconds with the ending of tonight's story. Here's a note of importance to you listeners who like top-flight adventure mysteries. Rocky Jordan joins Sam Spade and the Whistler to make this CBS threesome the best mystery adventure listening on the air. Remember that this is the time you'll hear Rocky Jordan every Sunday night. And you'll want to hear, too, Sam Spade and the Whistler, top-notch mystery on CBS. Now for the ending of tonight's story, Ace High Straight.
If you're ever in Cairo and crave excitement, try following a veiled woman. You'll get it. I did better than that. I chased this woman at a dead run, past the beggars and the snake charmers and the street vendors of the crowded bazaar. A pack of natives on my tail were beginning to close in. One big boy tried to block my path. I bowled him over and gathered speed again. I picked up 3 blocks and 30 more natives when I caught her. She gave me quite a tussle.
Let go! Let go of me!
Turn around and face me.
No! No! My veil!
Coming off quick and everything with it. Yeah! Look her over, folks. She's not a native, and she's not a woman. He's Uncle's little nephew, Junior Queen. Right then, the cop in the corner came pushing through the crowd. I turned Junior Queen over to him for safekeeping and gave him a message for Sabaya. Within 2 minutes, the pack of natives had faded away like a snowman in the desert. But I kept moving. I backtracked through the bazaar, grabbed a roving taxi, and directed it to Dahabia 10 on the double. We got there in record time. I hit the pier running, crossed it, and went up the canopied gangplank that led to Angel's little houseboat on the Nile. I didn't stop to knock. It seems I was just in time.
Rocky, you are here.
Close the door, Mr. Jordan, and lock it. This is most convenient.
I see you found another gun, Queen.
Oh, Rocky, Nathan, what
Shut up, Angel.
Yes, I know. Maxie's memory was bad. Your husband's name is Queen, not King.
Oh, yes.
A natural mistake.
Now that you know, it makes no difference.
Naturally. You killed Ace Warner.
And he wants to kill me, Rocky?
And I will.
Oh, no.
The husband doesn't appreciate his wife leaving him, especially when she takes his last cent and gives to a no-good gambler.
Thanks,
you killed him and
JR.
planted the gun in my office. Then you sent me here to Angel's, planning to kill her after I left. You're a little slow, Queen.
Not at all, Jordan. Now that you are here, it will be even more simple. I don't know why you came back.
Oh, just to clear up a mistake, Queen. I thought Angel's address filled my straight. I was wrong. I should have known I was holding the Joker all the time. A very wild Joker.
Joker?
Yeah. Junior Queen, your shy little nephew.
Yes. He is not my nephew.
No. You hired him to disguise himself as a native woman, knowing I wouldn't dare follow him. He planted the gun on my desk. But when Sapphire released me, you had Junior keep up the masquerade and tail me just in case.
You narrate quite well, Jordan. What comes next?
When you introduced me to Junior in the bazaar, I was sure I'd seen that brown-eyed face before. I finally remembered. It was the face on the native woman in the side street off my cafe this morning. Junior was careless with his veil.
I will reprimand him. The police will enjoy such an incredible story, Jordan. After they find Angel dead and know that you have been here.
Oh, Nelson, please, no.
Go ahead, Queen. Shoot her. Get it over with.
What?
Rocky, what are you saying? Oh, please
What do you think Sam Sabai has been doing since he talked to Junior?
To Junior? Where is he?
Locked up in the Cairo jail.
No.
The police know everything, Queen. If you doubt me, look out the front window.
Oh, I told you.
It's an old trick, but it worked. As Queen turned toward the front, I reached out and knocked off his thick glasses. He whirled and started firing blindly. I grabbed him and dragged her to the floor, but the bullets didn't hit anywhere near us. Just then, Sam Sabaya started pounding on the front door. Queen dropped the gun, ran through the back room. The last I saw him, he was disappearing through an open window.
Jordan, you here. Where's Milton Queen?
Get out your water wing, Sam. Milton went for a swim.
Greco, get after him.
But, Captain, I cannot swim.
It is an order, Greco.
All right.
Don't worry, Greco. It's only 3 feet deep. You'll find Queen among the bulrushes.
Now, Jordan, about Angel. Is she...
No, she's not dead. Just passed out. I must have stepped on her sore foot when I pulled her down.
Yes. She's suffering only mild shock.
No, that's something I'm still trying to figure out, Sam. How did she hurt that foot?
Her foot, Jordan? Why, I received a full report on the accident yesterday.
Yeah? What happened?
A camel stepped on it.
Rocky Jordan is presented from Columbia Square in Hollywood and stars Jack Moyles in the title role. Tonight's story was written by Gomer Cool and was produced and directed by Cliff Howell, with original music by Milton Charles.
Okay, everybody, listen. I still have a few pieces, and then bags 12 for the finishing touches. I'd say an hour and I'm done. But why don't we finish this stream up and finish this up tomorrow so that I can use the other camera and get a close-up of everything with the lights on and close-ups of the inside and everything, just so you can see everything. I have most of the roof done. This thing is taking a lot of time, which is going to be the front pillar over here, the front part of the store. But there's a few more pieces. I'm not sure where they go yet. And then there's bag 12, which has some really cool printed pieces and is going to finish everything up. So again, I got to go start the Late Late Horror Show up, the overnight stream. And then I will set this so that we can finish tomorrow night and show everything up close, the lights on, everything, and get it all in. So, because I'm almost done. Just bags 12, 3 little bags, and we are done. And boom, on to the next one. And then I will place this in the city. And I think I'll do a short little video of me placing this in the Lego City. Yes, my FunWhole Antique store, placing it in the Lego City. Because technically the Lego City is still 90% Lego. The only off-brands I got will be this, the Sherlock Holmes, and the bakery. And then this will be the third one. Everything else is all Lego. So anyways, hey Linda, what's going on? Good to see you. Might have to do Wednesday comedy night on my phone. Supposed to leave hospital then. Connie, if you can't, you let me know. I can do comedy night Wednesday. I can do that. I mean, let's see how good you feel first before you go doing movie nights and stuff like that. So just get better first. Listen, I got kind of a sore throat. I think it's going around everywhere again. It's that time of the year. I don't know. But feel better. Don't think there's any pressure for movie nights. If I got to do a comedy movie night for Wednesday, I will. I know you like doing them and hosting them, which is awesome. But don't overdo what you which you can't do. So anyways, that's the plan, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for being here. AJD, Linda, Connie, Stephanie, Chris, Ahava. I wasn't going to make it a conversation. I was just wondering, didn't he do an audio reading of the Bible? James Earl Jones. Yeah, 93 years old. Wow. Rest in peace. He was a big guy, too. And you don't usually see the big guys, making it up to the 90s. But good for him. Good for him. But with that said, I'm going to go set up the Late Horror Show for the overnight stream. And we will finish this set up tomorrow night. Sound good? Sound like a plan? I appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you give that thumbs up. Please, I'm going to end this in a minute or so. Please leave a comment underneath. Let me know what you think. What was your favorite part of what we just did today? And all of that good stuff. Because the comments really do matter and are important. So with that said, I'm going to stop streaming. I will see everybody tomorrow. And yeah, you know what? That is a sand hourglass, because it's got I'll have to show you close when I do the inspection of the house tomorrow. There's a little piece down here that does show sand. So yeah, that's a gigantic hourglass on the outside of the building. That's really weird. But anyways, everybody take care. Much love to each and every one of you. Yeah, just let me know, Connie. So yes, adios, Sally.